Naughty Dog shares update on The Last of Us future, Sony and Bungie working on multiple projects, Discord for PS5 could be coming very soon, more Silent Hill games rumored to be in development, all that and more in today's PlayStation news. Let's get into them. Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster not being worked on at Guerrilla. Last year there were rumors of a Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster in development for PS5 that would feature improved visuals, accessibility options, and quality of life improvements. Sony or Guerrilla have not announced this project, however it seems the Dutch studio may not be in charge of developing this new version. In the latest episode of the Sacred Symbols Plus podcast on Patreon, host Colin Moriarty said that we are assuming Guerrilla is in charge of the remake, but he's heard it's another team. It would make sense for another team to be supporting the project if we look at the most recent The Last of Us Part 1. Development on that game started with Sony Visual Arts Studio before moving to Naughty Dog for the last few stages. The question is who would be working on that remake? Sony Visual Arts is an option, but the rumors indicate they are cooperating with Naughty Dog in a beloved Sony IP that could turn out to be an Uncharted reboot. The other studio rumored to be working on a beloved Sony IP is Bluepoint, besides working on a new IP. Do you think Horizon Zero Dawn should get a remaster? Who do you think might be working on it? Share your predictions in the comments. Naughty Dog shares update on The Last of Us future. In a New Year blog post, Naughty Dog's president Neil Druckmann talked about what we can expect from The Last of Us franchise as it reaches its 10th anniversary in June this year. He said the entire Last of Us franchise has sold more than 37 million copies globally as of December 2022, also thanking fans for supporting the story. Druckmann then shared new concept art for The Last of Us factions, indicating later this year they will begin to offer details on the multiplayer title that has a team led by Vinit Agarwal, Joe Pedinelli, and Anthony Newman. The project is said to be shaping up as a fresh new experience from the studio, rooted in Naughty Dog's passion for delivering incredible stories, characters, and gameplay. The blog post also recapped upcoming stuff such as The Last of Us Part 1 for PC on March 3rd, and the TV series premiering this January 15th, but also said they will have more surprises along the way. On Twitter, Druckmann posted a shorter version of his message as the previous year came to a close, warning everyone to be wary of insider information as much of it can be false. What do you think about this update? What do you hope to see about The Last of Us factions this year? Share with us in the comments. The Last of Us Season 2 and 3rd game hinted at. There's more The Last of Us news as a new interview from Hollywood Reporter with both Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann explores how the franchise and the show came to be, but also hints at a second season and 3rd game. The first season of the show should cover the entirety of the first game, and while neither Druckmann nor Mazin would outright confirm a second season, they hint that it would cover the entirety of the second game, with Mazin saying he doesn't like filler. Not only was the TV show brought here, but a 3rd part of the game as well, with Druckmann saying he thinks there's more story to tell, and it doesn't seem to worry him they may have the same issues as HBO did with Game of Thrones, outpacing the source material. Druckmann said they don't have any plans to tell any stories beyond adapting the games, and they wouldn't have the same problem since The Last of Us Part 2 doesn't end on a cliffhanger. In related news, a report from The New Yorker indicates The Last of Us Season 1 may be costing around 100 million, double checked by a Collider report that each episode costs around 10 million. To put it into context, Last of Us costs around half what House of the Dragon did, with HBO paying around $20 million per episode and a total of around 200 million. Would you like to see the second game adapted to the screen as well? Would you like to see a 3rd game in the series? Sound off in the comments. Sony and Bungie working on multiple projects. Sony's biggest acquisition last year was Bungie. The studio was represented in this week's Sony CES press conference, talking about live service games, and now Tom Farnsworth, senior design lead, has hinted at future collaborations. In a tweet, Farnsworth was showing a shield ornament with medals representing each Destiny release the company has shipped after 11 years at Bungie, and after changing their mindset from box products to live services. A follow-up tweet meant to work as recruiting encouragement hinted the studio is working on a number of unannounced projects with Sony support. Whatever the studio is working on should be part of Sony's goals of launching over 10 live service games by 2025, and rumors indicate they could be doing a mobile version of Destiny and reviving one of their classic shooters in Marathon. What do you think Bungie is working on next? Share with us in the comments. Discord for PS5 could be coming very soon. A Discord integration with PlayStation has been long awaited after Sony made a small investment in the company and Discord allowed for PSN linking last year. Rumors indicate the voice call service is scheduled to hit around March this year, and now data miners have found more evidence of the imminent release. The January 4th build of the software includes references to PS5, including messages that the service is now on PS5 and for transferring your calls to the console. Sony has yet to confirm the launch of the service, but if the March rumors were right and there are no delays, there should be an official announcement about the next PS5 system update at any time. Are you looking forward to Discord on PS5? Let us know in the comments. New patent hints at Sony's future plans on cloud gaming. Sony has been trying to get into cloud gaming for a while. It started with PlayStation Now, which has streaming to several devices and aimed to go into mobile. Their expansion plans mysteriously stopped after not being able to expand, apparently due to Apple restrictions in their store at the time, and streaming ended up only on PS4 and PS5 consoles. Since then, there have been rumors of a partnership with Netflix after assets from Ghost of Tsushima and DualSense were found in a Netflix app. The company also revamped its streaming offering plans into the new PlayStation Plus, and with that may be interested in reviving those ambitions, and now a registered patent spotted by Very Elite Gaming may indicate how. The patent describes the use of a pass-through device connected to a streaming device, say Amazon Fire Stick for example, then connected to a display. The device would have Bluetooth allowing you to connect a controller, and it's what enables access to the network and cloud gaming. The idea is presumably to allow Sony to sell hardware alongside the cloud service, but let's not forget it's a patent that may or may not materialize. Hopefully it doesn't, cause it sounds like a terrible one, as other companies allow you to stream from an app or browser with either their own controller or third-party ones. Microsoft, for example, has had multiple ads about Xbox cloud gaming, with people playing using a PlayStation controller. Do you like this idea for Sony to expand its cloud gaming offerings? Sound off in the comments. Sony wins at the Steam Game Awards. Steam has revealed the winners of the Steam Game Awards, where users voted on several categories including Game of the Year. Sony has taken two of them, with Spider-Man Miles Morales winning Outstanding Visual Style and God of War Outstanding Story-Rich Game. Other PlayStation console exclusives took awards too, such as Stray sneaking out with the most innovative gameplay, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate took the best soundtrack, and the most surprising one was Death Stranding with the best game on the go. In other awards, Elden Ring took another Game of the Year to the count reported on Wednesday's video, and also the Best Game You Suck At award. Congrats to the winners, and it's cool that more people get to experience Sony first-party games and acknowledge how great they are. We'll see what happens this year with Sony's continued expansion into PC publishing. Do you agree with the winners here or wish another game had won these categories? Voice your opinion in the comments. More Silent Hill games rumored to be in development. Konami has shared information on upcoming Silent Hill games, including PS5 exclusive Silent Hill 2 Remake, but according to horror leaker Aesthetic Gamer or Dust Golem on Twitter, the company has more projects in the pipeline unrelated to those already announced. There's at least 3 Silent Hill projects which haven't been announced yet, not including the short message. Yes really, but one of them is in very early development. In the last video we talked about the short message being rated for PS5 in Taiwan, which indicates we may have more on that soon, but if the rumors from Dust Golem are true, there are a total of 4 unannounced projects in the franchise. In related news, Bluebird team has said it's taking a very safe approach to developing the Silent Hill 2 remake in an interview from website DreadXP with the studio's chief marketing officer Anna Jasinka. She indicated they are applying adjustments to certain areas where things needed modernizing, including gameplay and visuals, and they are focusing on bringing the distinct visceral atmosphere back in the modernized Silent Hill 2 while keeping the story canon. We are not straying away from the original concept of making this cult classic, we just have some ideas on how to make the peculiar scare factors more appealing to the contemporary audience. A statement from Jasinka that should calm fans that may be worried about the project. It seems Konami chose Bluebird based on its commitment and passion for horror, which Jasinka said the company was thunderstruck when they received the information, because many in the team are die-hard fans. What do you think about Konami's plans on reviving Silent Hill? Voice your opinion in the comments below. A round of quickfire game news. The PlayStation Store has updated its holiday sale with new games such as WWE 2K22, Red Dead Redemption 2, Borderlands 3, Sifu, Devil May Cry 5, A Plague Tale Requiem, Alan Wake Remastered, Disco Elysium, Aliens Fireteam Elite, Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age, Demon's Souls, Death Stranding, Call of the Lamb, Little Nightmares 2, World War C, and a lot more. All new sales are available until January 18th. Speaking of World War C, Saber Interactive has announced the Aftermath PS5 upgrade will launch on January 24th, free for owners of the PS4 version. The new gen upgrade will provide 4K visuals running at 60 FPS and even its exclusive mode in Horde XL, a wave arena mode with over 1000 zombies on screen. The Witcher 3 also got a new gen update last month for digital edition owners, and now news of a physical version has leaked from retailer Ultima. The disc copy will launch around January 16 for 159 Polish zloty, or about 35 for a complete edition that comes with all the DLC. And those are the PlayStation stories for today. What are your thoughts on them? Share them in the comments below, let me know your feedback by liking or disliking this video. Check out other videos you may enjoy while you're here, including our recap on PlayStation at the Sony CES press conference, and consider subscribing for more on PlayStation. Thank you so much for watching, my name's Joseph, this is Hype for Games, and let's get hype!